you do realize that once you start working for yourself and once you own a business, there's no such thing as time off. There's no such thing as work. If you want to be successful, work-life balance does not exist because there's no such thing as balance. All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Sipping on Excellence. I am Dr. Leonel Hunt, and I am always with my man, my dude, my motherfucker, life coach.
Darkness, everybody. Darkness.
Johnson.
That's why you got to watch on YouTube. Darkness. Darkness is in the room.
Oh, man. Welcome back, y'all. We appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week.
Listening, learning.
Before we get into it, I want you guys to know that we need you to go on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, anywhere you catch your podcast and subscribe. Don't just go listen and bounce. Show us some love. That's how this thing keeps going. To let
All
us
it is a click.
Let us know,
Stop playing.
Hit us up on our IG and let us know what you guys want to hear, what you want us to talk about. We do have some great guests coming up, but on the weeks that we are just Coach and I kicking it, having conversations, we want y'all to be a part of this conversation.
Yep, because we got a conversation for you today.
Oh, yeah, we about to bring it.
Yeah, man.
Coach is fresh off vacation, man. What's going on? How was it?
It was good.
It was his
good.
birthday.
It was a birthday vacation, so it was good. You know, I'm officially the same age as you now.
For a couple months.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, sir.
But
I'll take it, though. It was a good time. Not a long time, but a good time.
Let me ask you a question. Is it something that you needed or something that you wanted?
Oh, I wanted it. I enjoy it. I love the dialing down. I didn't need it. I don't ever need to take a vacation. I enjoy what I do. But I like a little downtime. I like hanging out with my wife where the world around us just kind of disappears and it's just us, where she's not scheduling the to-do list. You know, women are infamous for the to-do list.
Yes.
You know, and I'm to the to-done list. Did I do it? It was done.
I think so.
Last week.
But the reason why I asked if you feel like you needed to do it or if you wanted to do it, because, I mean, people come at me all the time and say, you need this, you need to take time off, you need vacation because you need to find that balance.
What does that mean? Do you ever ask them back? What does balance mean to you?
Well, I know what it means to them. And people who say you need to find that balance, clearly, number one, don't understand what it means to be successful or strive to be successful. Number two are clearly the people who don't really love what they do for a living.
A lot of people have jobs. Not a lot of people have careers. They say they have a career.
So here's the funny thing. It's usually the people who, like you said, have a job, who are punching that clock, that said you need to have work-life balance. But here's a little thing I'm going to throw at y'all. And I said this before on either a podcast or on IG post or something. If you work 9 to 5, you work 8 hours a day. If you sleep 8 hours a day, you still have 8 hours in that day to do whatever, right? So technically, on a day-to-day basis, your work-life balance is heavy life and less work because you got 16 hours of life and 8 hours of work. So are you saying those 8 hours of work way far outweigh your 16 hours of life, and so you still need to put more on the life side and less on the work side? Yeah, that just means you don't like your job, so you prefer not to work at all and have all life.
Right.
And so when people have that argument with me, I'm like, what's that balance? Balance means it's equal, right? And so you then again, you got 48 hours on the weekends. Saturday and Sunday. That's 2 full 24-hour periods where you can get more life in.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to think about it, take away sleep. You have what? 8 hours every day. That's 40 hours during the week to figure out life. And that's another 16 on the weekends. I'm sorry. That's another 32 on the weekends to figure out life. Mm-hmm. You got 72 hours.
Because you're taking away the sleep.
You got 72 hours a week that are not sleep that will match your 80 hours a week work. So where's the balance? That's, to me, is balanced. Now, because you don't do shit with those 72, that's your problem.
Mm-hmm.
The time balance is there. You just don't know how to manage it.
Management. That's an interesting word.
Yeah.
Time management, life management, health management, whatever management. How are you managing your life?
And the thing
is,
are
you taking life?
Yep.
Or are you giving into it?
And when people can't see themselves doing what you do at the level that you do it, I could never do that. So you absolutely need a vacation. And so many people feel like they have to tell me, dude, you need to take more time off. Why? Am I coming at you like I need time off? Did I say something? Did I come to you and say I'm burnt out? Am I not still operating at a high level? If I'm going 100 miles an hour and the treads on my tires are still fine,
yeah,
let me keep going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially us that work for ourselves, there really isn't a quote unquote downtime. Because even while I'm on vacation, in my mind, I'm like, what can I receive? Or what can I do when I get back? What are some of the areas I need to capitalize on? What do I need to take a dive into?
If you're all these people, so the hot ticket now is I'm an entrepreneur. You hear everybody saying they want to be an entrepreneur. I'm tired of
entrepreneur.
I'm tired of working for somebody else, you know? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you do realize that once you start working for yourself and once you own a business, there's no such thing as time off. There's no such thing as work. If you want to be successful, work-life balance does not exist because there's no such thing as balance. You're always going to be thinking about your business. The business has to run even if you feel like you're taking time away. Mm-hmm. So back to the car analogy. Yes, I'm running 100 miles an hour. Every now and then, I got to stop and get more gas for the tank.
Absolutely.
But that's a quick refuel, and then I'm back at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's not like I'm balancing.
Think about the times that you've come in, we work out, and it's like, because the first thing I always ask, how was your day?
Right.
You kind of tell me, I'm like, this is where he's at today. I pull back. I'm allowing you to get the motion in, but I'm allowing you also to help refuel your thought process, refuel your body, give your body the energy sources it needs, and just tap the muscles, feel it, be okay. Do some mobility. We'll do some things that help you regenerate so you can get back on it.
But it's not stopping.
No, by no means.
Because people think, that work-life balance means I have to forget about work and only think about life. Mm-hmm. For whatever that is, a day. Well, you have to take time for yourself. What does that mean? Take time for yourself. I take time for myself all the time, every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean? I go to sleep. I take a shower. I read. I do whatever I want. People need to get out of the mindset of it has to be balanced. It has to be equal. And I think that's where a lot of us fall short with this whole. I don't think anything in life is balanced. Nothing.
No, marriage. It's not balanced.
In general, you have people, givers and takers.
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about this before, but nobody ever gives as much as they receive or receives as much as they give. It's always imbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who take all the time are always the ones screaming about work-life balance or feel. It's funny how the people who are the takers feel they never get enough.
Because they don't know the end.
And the people that are the givers feel like they get plenty.
Because they never honor what they received.
No, I'm saying, but the givers.
No, I'm saying
yeah,
the takers. They never honor what they receive.
Takers are never satisfied.
No, they're insatiable.
Givers can't give enough.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And so there's no balance there. This whole, and I will say this because it just kind of, it rubbed me wrong again today. Well, I heard a conversation and people keep crying in the realm of men and women about equality.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep just putting it out there that it's not equality that you want. It's you want fairness.
Which is equity.
And as much, it's funny because I'm going to quote this dude because every now and then he says a gem and you're like, huh, Andrew Tate. He said something very interesting.
Okay.
He said, somebody asked, do you believe in equality? He's like, I believe men and women are equally important. He's like, but we are not equal because a woman can't do what I do. And as a man, I can't do what she does.
Yeah.
But we are equally important in the world that we have to live in.
Mm-hmm.
And that shut down because the person who was interviewing him
was a woman.
Yeah, and she was trying to trap him. And it was just funny because he's like, funny that you asked that. And then that was his response. And I was like,
yeah.
Because you say some bullshit sometimes, but that one right there was kind of a gem.
He says actually a lot of gems. It's just that
the delivery.
It's the delivery, and and he's created a space where it's now the messenger. But so a lot of things that he says are very actually vital to the male-female dynamic that we can all get along.
Yes.
And grow with and build a happy and healthy relationship with. But once again, it's the deliverer. So,
I think where balance really comes into play and where the only thing where it's so crucial and critical is when it comes to your body and your health.
Mm-hmm.
Think about mental health. It takes just a tweak in a hormonal imbalance, just a tweak in an electrical imbalance, just a tweak in a chemical imbalance to throw everything off.
Mm-hmm.
And so in general, if there's a little imbalance in any one thing in your body, in this system, your health gets thrown off, gets derailed. And it doesn't take an absence of something. It just takes one thing being higher than it should be and something else being lower than it should be. Because everything in your body works in harmony. And the minute it's off, you feel it. Everything else in life is imbalanced and will always be imbalanced. Now, there's an argument to you can have an argument to say, well, what does balance mean? That it tips back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that in the realm of a relationship. It's never equal. It's never 50-50. Some days I can only give 20. Some days you can give 80. And this is just our friendship. Absolutely. Some days I can drop 80, you can drop 20. It could be 45-55. It's never, and then you take that into a marriage. It's never equal.
Absolutely.
It's any relationship you have with another human being is never equal.
Come on, man. I've been married twice. I know.
Yeah, but they act like they don't know.
Yeah.
because everybody's so caught up on this. My role has to be equal to your role. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Right.
Again, that equal shit. Yes, your role is equally important, but today it may not be. And tomorrow my role may not be as important. Right. When you're pushing out a baby, your role is way more important than my role in that moment.
Right. And I have to be of service to this relationship in these areas because this is where you are. Deal with the baby.
Yeah.
If that happens.
Some days I'm going to love you more than you love me.
Right.
Other days you're going to love me more than I love you.
Yeah.
It's never, that shit's never going to be equal. It's that roller coaster of when you're down, I'm up. When I'm down, you're up. That's the balance.
Like in the relationship, they always say, oh, I love you. I just don't like you today. That happens a lot. And that's okay.
Think about this. I remember somebody told me once. One of my attendings that I work with my chairman, he was like, it's important for you in this place of work to be nice 99% of the time and be an asshole 1% of the time. He's like, the key is never let anybody know when that 1% is going to show up. So they're always on edge of, is he going to be 1%? That's not balanced. Imagine if you were that dude who was balanced and you're an asshole 50% of the time and you're nice 50% of the time. Nobody wants to deal with you.
People will not be with
nobody wants to deal with you. And so that to me is imbalance. Nice versus asshole. There's no balance in that. You got to have a little bit of it in you in order to navigate this planet. But you can't be heavily asshole and a little bit of nice to navigate this world. You got to be the opposite way. So that's not balanced. And so it always surprises me. I shouldn't say surprise me. It's just I want to call bullshit when people are like, oh, you just got to be balanced. We need balance in our lives. We
hear it all the time.
No.
We hear it all the time. Especially people, I work in a gym, and trainers, they have their schedules and they say, oh, I want to be full. 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 When they get full, oh my God, I want to get some time off. You just said you want to be full. You're full. Well, what are you running from? This is what happens. You're going to be tired.
Right.
You have to develop now the capacity to be full.
Right.
And when that starts to dump off, because it happens in my world as a trainer, you have to still continue to act as though you're full.
Right.
You have to respect that fullness, because if you don't, you're going to fall off. You're going to put it aside. You're going to run from it. When I don't have anybody at 6 a.m., guess what time I get up? The same time.
Yep.
I have to. Or close to it, because I can't go back to, don't turn on an alarm clock. I get up at 7:30, because I don't have anybody till 11. Can't do that. Create that capacity. That's the thing, too.
Fill that space.
Yeah.
Fill that space with whatever you need to fill it with.
What do you need to work on? What do you need to develop? What do you need to see out of yourself? What you need to see in your surroundings so you can have that space filled.
Stop telling people what they need.
That's the big thing, bro.
Stop trying to tell other people what you think they need. How about stop projecting? You need it. Figure out why you need it.
Yeah.
Don't try to say, like I said earlier, if you were in my position, you would need it. So I'm going to tell you need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you working towards your success or someone else's? I mean,
yep.
A lot of people are working towards other people's successes. Even think about in the family dynamic. When you're say, okay, you got to go to school. You go to school. Okay, now you got to get a job. Okay, now you got the job. You got to get a wife. Okay, now you got the wife. Now you got to get the house with the picket fence and pop out 2 babies. Now when you gonna get that new job?
Because society is dictating what you should have.
Yeah. And it's still crabs in the barrel, even when you get it.
I'm telling you what you need, but I don't want you to
enjoy
it. And so it's so funny to me when people can't figure out for themselves what they need. It's like, if you don't know, why don't you go work on that? Or if what gets me is like, if you say some annoying shit to me and I let you know it annoyed me, oh, I see you're getting uptight. You need a vacation. Nah, you just said some dumb shit to me and I'm just not going to let you get away with that.
I'm not going to let you.
No.
It won't fly with me.
The problem's not me. The problem's you.
Well, I always say,
oh, it's not me. It's you.
You felt comfortable enough to say dumb shit, so I'm going to go ahead and say dumb shit back to you.
It's not that I need a vacation. I just need you to stop saying dumb shit.
You felt comfortable, so I feel comfortable too. We're in the same pace. Guess what? That's balance. Here, let's balance the bullshit, okay? I'm here with you on the balance part.
Yeah. And I think it's an interesting conversation that we don't have enough of, especially think about when you're dating, like back when you were dating and trying to figure out. Long time ago. It ain't that long ago because you should still be dating your wife. So, but just
True.
I say that because
I am.
When you're looking at relationships in the beginning, you should always try to decide in those moments what each other needs and can you provide what's missing. You don't have to match their energy, but can you be what they're missing? As opposed to, I got to bounce out, I got to do XXX. No, you just need to do what they need you to do and be who they need you to be if it's within your ability.
Right. Yeah. I think also with that is, I think more importantly than we talk about anything else on this show, is you got to have a conversation. You got to have those conversations. Even if that person's not sharing with you exactly, be able to ask them, how can I be of better service to you within our dynamic with what's going on with you right now? Because you can see it on their face. Just how can we work better together?
Or like once you're in it, people don't like to have the conversation of what if this doesn't work? Or I'm going into this venture. Mm-hmm. What if this doesn't work? The balance is planning for the worst. It's okay to hope for the best, but you got to plan for the worst. You can't just assume I'm going into this and that good thing's going to happen.
Right.
So I look at it when I go into surgery. I don't wrap my head around how the surgery is going to go if everything works the way I want it to. Mm-hmm. Before I walk into that operating room, I start thinking about every scenario that can go wrong. Every scenario that can go wrong. And if I'm prepared for that, if something goes wrong, I've already thought about it and I know what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. If it goes right, I don't have to think about that because that's just muscle memory. Everything going right is muscle memory. You've done it 1,000 times. But what's the one thing you've never seen? Oh, I've never seen if that happens. Okay, well, if that happens, what do I do? I could do this 1,000 times, but if this one thing pops up, I've never seen it, but I've thought about what would happen if I do see it. And I'm prepared for it.
Because those are possibilities.
Yeah. And
worst case scenario.
That's the same conversation you have when people are getting married and ask for a prenup. Oh, you're just dooming this relationship to fail. No. Do I buy insurance because I expect to have a heart attack? No. Do I buy life insurance because I expect to die right now? No, I have it in case.
Yeah.
I have all the tools I need over here during surgery in case I need to use it. I hope that they never get dirty.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to get caught with my pants down. And so that's the balance of how I live my life. I'm prepared for all the good shit and I'm prepared for all the bad shit. That's balance in my life. Vacation doesn't prepare me for either one of those things.
Yeah.
I vacation and take time off because there may be some shit I want to do.
Yeah.
And I got to take time off work so I can go do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to go. I went to Spain because I wanted to see Barcelona. It's not because I needed those days off. I wanted to go there. So I had to take days off to go see that.
Yeah. So time, in essence, honestly, you really don't necessarily, quote unquote, have time, but you prioritize your time for the things that you want.
I have 24 hours in a day. I spend those 24 hours doing everything I want to do in that 24-hour span.
Your whole day is prioritized.
Whether it's nothing or whether it's watching TV or whether it's doing a 12-hour surgery. Mm-hmm. Everything I do in that 24 hours is absolutely what I want to be doing. And that's every day of my life. That's why I live my life unbothered. So that balance people are looking for, my life is completely balanced. Or should I say, my life is completely imbalanced because I spend every 24-hour period of my life doing exactly what I want and none of what I don't want. So there's no balance to that.
Yeah.
Everything in my life is what I want to be doing in that moment. If I don't want to do it, I don't do it.
Yeah. So technically, it's
imbalanced.
Actually, it's very balanced because it's everything you want.
Yeah.
Based off of others, it's not. Mm-hmm. So who's right and who's wrong?
Because so many people hate the majority of the hours that they do. That they hate what they do most of the hours of the day.
They're ready to shut it down before you even started.
Oh, I need a break from this. What? From what? Like when I hear people say I need a break from parenting. You don't like being a parent? You don't enjoy it? Then why do it? Because society pressured you into doing it? And if you did it, why do you need a break from it? Oh, you can say that because you're not a parent. Yeah, I'm not.
This is true.
You know?
Yeah.
Or it wasn't what you thought it was going to be. Or I need a break from, I'm so happy that my wife's taking a girls trip. I just need a moment. From what? Is that the balance you're talking about?
Yeah.
Is that balance? Or do you and your significant other need to have a conversation?
Yeah. Yeah.
From the beginning, I don't need you up under me 24/7. Cool, yeah, because you got your own life. It's not about balance. It's just I have other interests that don't always involve you.
And I was just thinking, what's interesting.
People are going to come at me today.
What I
don't care.
What I think that's interesting too is that everybody's either trying to run away from whatever's going on or whatever they need to do to be better, successful, whatever, or they're trying to 10x, they're trying to 20x when they haven't even learned how to 1x. And so what they're a lot of times 10xing, 20xing, 30x, I don't give a shit what it is. All they're doing is increasing the capacity of where they're working the least, where they are, versus being fully who they are. They haven't even lived up their own fullness, their own expectations. And they're trying to be something, they're taking these small portions and just adding, and then their capacity is not there.
Well, it's because people are trying to do what they see others do.
Yeah.
And they're trying to live their life by other people's metrics. And I always say there is no balance. As far as a man is concerned, because I'm only going to speak from a man standpoint, there's no balance until a man hits his stride. When does a man hit his stride? A man hits his stride when he's living in his purpose. He's like, all right, I finally figured out my lane. Now I'm in that lane. Mm-hmm. Now, where you are, as far as how far along you are in that lane, you're always going, there's always more you can achieve in that lane, but there's no balance for you in a man's brain. There's no balance in a man's brain until he knows what his purpose is and he's living in it. Mm-hmm. Until then, he's all over the place.
And he's going to stay all over the place.
Yeah. A man who's living in his purpose no longer needs a break from his purpose. Nobody living in their purpose needs a break from their purpose.
I was trying to find something this guy said specifically towards purpose, but I can't find it. But it's all right. Keep going.
Yeah. And so it's it's one of those things where figure out what your purpose is, and then you'll get a better understanding of why you don't need balance. You just need to live your life. Mm-hmm. And living your life on purpose is how you find that balance within, if you want to call it balance, or that I don't call it balance, I call it peace. People aren't searching for balance. People want peace, but they call it balance because they hate the work side of their life. Mm-hmm. Anything that they feel is work, they try to find balance. If they feel their marriage is work, they're looking for balance. If they think their profession is work, they're looking for balance because they're looking for something else to make them not dislike the other thing as much. Mm-hmm. People who really love something don't need balance from it, whatever that is.
No. And what a lot of people, the people that are projecting, don't have boundaries, so they are trying to infringe on your boundaries. They're just they don't have their own set.
No.
So, and I'm not here to teach you. Well, yes, I am, but that comes at a cost.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That comes at a cost.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what I do.
You are there to teach.
I am there to teach them.
But it's not even there to teach. It's there to help them open their eyes and see.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't realize their blind spots. They're, the horses that have the,
yeah.
Because
they're only looking the direction the world points them in.
Yeah.
Instead of taking a step back and saying, let me look out of my periphery.
And you see a lot of that now. A lot of that now.
For sure.
Especially now. Because it's, I can't watch the news anymore. I stopped. Somebody, did you see what? No, tell me about it because I sure haven't.
Yeah, and and people, like, we go back to this entrepreneurial spirit. Everybody now is a business owner because everybody's an influencer. They got an online business. They got all this stuff. And especially women now, too, are saying, I'm now CEOs. I'm now making my own money. I'm doing all this stuff. And so I don't have time to be. Here's the funny thing. I heard somebody ask, what does it mean to be a wife? And I was listening to this podcast, and what does it mean to be a wife? And the answer the dude gave was interesting. He was like, what it means to be a wife. And he starts going down the traditional route. And I was just like, I'm not sure that that's what a wife is. I think that's what you want your wife to be, which is very different. And so when it comes to what does it mean to be a wife or what does it mean to be a husband, it's what does that mean for you?
It's an individual. It's by the individual.
Because what I think it may be to be a husband may not be what that woman I'm with needs a husband to be. Mm-hmm. And so the balance comes in when we said at the top of the show, being what the other person needs you to be on any given day. And that may change day to day. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're married, you get it. Yeah. What your wife needs you to be can change on any given day, depending on.
Oh, absolutely. 10 years ago, it's completely different than now.
Yeah, and external factors come into play. And so I need you to be what I need you to be today. And tomorrow, that may be something different. Mm-hmm. Because the world may throw me a curveball tomorrow that I might need you to help me navigate. Mm-hmm. Which is different than the world I'm navigating today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think initially, and to this day, I'm married to the person that I'm married to now that I wanted. That was the person I was looking for. There was a level of balance that we balanced off. We're still learning. That's the part that I truly love about our relationship is that we're not stuck on what was. We're working on where we are so we continue to grow to who we want to become.
Oh, for sure.
Every fucking day. And learning how to tap into those moments where the old you see them going away. And you go, yeah, that ain't me anymore. Yeah, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
This is what. And then when she's able to say, that's different. That I can't say you always because you don't do that anymore. Oh.
And your needs change as you grow. Mm-hmm. And so
Absolutely.
That balance means, prime example, when you're a kid, you need to drink a lot of milk to grow healthy, strong bones. You know what I mean?
Oh, my goodness.
Your nutritional requirements and things you need to create balance as a child are very different than what you need as a young adult.
Does it come with honeycombs?
You know, versus what you need as an older adult. Yeah. As a young man, you don't worry about low testosterone, but as an older man, you start worrying about it. And so you have to do things to keep that balance, or what happens? You get belly fat, you lose strength, you have mood changes. Mm-hmm. Look at a woman when she reaches menopause.
Lethargy, yeah.
Women's testosterone goes down, their other hormones change, and they start going through changes. How does it make it easier? By balancing it all out. Mm-hmm. But what you need to balance it out at 60 is not what you needed to balance out when you were 20.
Right.
And so when I say throughout life, there is no scales to measure relationships, work, health by. Your needs are going to change from day to day, from year to year, from person to person. What I need from this friend is completely different than what I need from this friend. And I can't be the same friend to both because their needs of me are going to be very different. And so that balance and that dynamic of this relationship or how we navigate the world, there's no such thing. And we have to stop looking at life as being balanced because life is about the most imbalanced thing ever.
And that is actually the beauty of life.
It really is. And
it's actually a beautiful thing because you're never able to just sit and just rest on your laurels of who and where you are. There's always an opportunity to be better or learn where you are deficient at or learn how to become more efficient where you're deficient at or learn how to let shit go or learn how to take on more. That's what it's all about.
There's no balance even in your brain. I am way more science heavy than literature heavy. I hate reading books, but I'll design and make some shit in a heartbeat. Why? Because there's left and right brain don't work the same.
Yeah.
That's why there are people who are way more musically, artistically inclined and those that are more logical. And it has nothing to do with male, female. It's just how your brain is wired.
Absolutely.
And it's not equal. The left side of the brain and the right side of the brain are never in balance.
Yeah. And I'm very
one is working harder than the other.
Yeah.
And it always will.
Yeah.
Because if it were in balance, sometimes this will work harder, sometimes this will. Sometimes the artistic side will be better than the logical side. It's never that. You're either one side or the other.
That's why this works.
Yeah.
Because we are not the same.
No.
We do not. We think similar on a lot of topics, but that process of how it comes out in your mouth versus how it comes out of mine.
Or how we process it here.
Yeah.
If we process shit the same way, this would be a very boring podcast. Because we would honestly be toucans or parrots mimicking each other.
Yeah.
You know, and the world is a better place because there's no balance. And because there's no balance is why we have changes in seasons, why we have low tide, high tide, why we have everything, why we see different colors. Because if everything was in complete balance, everything would be white or everything would be black. We'd all look alike. We'd all act alike. We'd all talk alike. We'd all speak the same language.
Just be drones.
Right. So people need to stop talking about, I need balance. You don't need balance. You need to figure out your purpose. Figure out your purpose and you'll never use the word balance ever again. So start working on yourself. Stop talking about what other people need. Start figuring out what you need to figure out what your purpose is and figure out what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
And then you'll never say somebody else needs to be balanced or you need balance ever again.
Yeah. And then you are able to create your own principles. Your purpose, your principles, and you are off and running.
And you'll stop putting your happiness on other people, expecting them to do it for you.
Or asking permission for happiness, which a lot of people do. And can I be happy now?
That's where you should be imbalanced. Happy here, unhappy down here. You don't want to be up and down at the same time. Be unbothered. Be completely unbothered. Takes a while to get there. Try to get there.
Yeah. It's work. It
ain't easy.
But it comes through trial and error. You have to be challenged.
I'm going to tell you the best way to learn how to be unbothered, y'all. Learn how to do this. Learn how to say, fuck it. Because until you learn how to say that, just repeat it to yourself. I hate you. Why?
Okay.
Because you never blah, blah, blah. Cool.
Strong language.
Cool.
How's that serving?
How can we fix that? Well, I just need you to be more present. Okay, I'm here. You want to talk about how we need to be more present, or are we just going to be present?
Yeah.
So it's instead of complaining about the problem, let it get fixed, and then you can be in the moment. Because whether you're unhappy or happy, whether you're running crazy, working, vacationing, whatever it is, them 24 hours are still ticking by. Them days are still ticking by. And you can choose to wait for that balance, or you can just live life in the moment and realize that balance doesn't matter. Take what you need instead of taking what people say you need. Oh, somebody told me you should take at least 4 weeks vacation a year. Who made up that fucking number?
When you said time, it made me think of, always a movie reference. Denzel, when he's like, I wish you had more time.
I'm going to tell you the movie right now. Dakota Fanning.
Yes.
What's the movie?
Drawing a blank.
Yeah, but that's the movie.
That movie.
When he had dude tied to the hood of the car. Yeah.
I'm a professional. I'm a professional.
Yeah, we quote a whole lot of movies, man.
And don't even remember the name of them.
At all. But yeah, man, I think some of the take-homes today, man, is that balance in the sense of the word that people always use it shouldn't exist. Balance should find your purpose and you won't need balance. Live in your purpose and you won't need what you think is balance. Balance exists in your health. Balance does not exist anywhere else.
Right.
And how your structural system, your physical system, your mental system works on balance. Everything else in life is imbalanced, and it needs to be, because it's that imbalance that pushes you forward.
That's it.
Be uncomfortable so it makes you grow. If life is always even keel, then you're never going to be what you should be. You'll never be the person you could become.
And once you realize what your true purpose is, create your boundaries around that.
Yeah, I think
create a border, man. Don't let anybody tap into that. Don't let anybody in.
Let people experience your journey, but don't let them pull you off your journey. Enjoy the ride. That's what this shit's all about. For real. I dig this one.
I could dig it.
I dig this one.
I knew that you could.
Oh man, this was a good episode. Those of you who haven't listened to Dr. Mitch Besser's episode, go watch that shit.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
It really, it has some back and forth with this as well.
Yeah,
And the
go
things that
listen
he
to that
said,
one.
He finished Cast already.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
He probably read it in a day.
He did.
Did he like it?
He loved it.
Yeah.
He said, changed my life.
Yeah.
He said, you're adding to the information that I can help others.
I'm going to plug it again because Isabella Wilkerson did her thing. Isabel.
Yeah.
Isabel Wilkerson did her thing writing that book, Cast. Everybody should read that book.
Everyone.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody's excluded.
You'll be empowered and have a better understanding of this world, our world previous, and how the world can move forward.
It's going to make you feel all types of emotions as you get through that book, and everybody can take something from it and learn from it.
He said, it's an incredible contribution to me understanding the world.
Yep.
That was it. I had to say
Yeah.
exactly what he said.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow.
So, go get that book, y'all. And if I could have a conversation one day with Isabel, we could sit down and just say,
Thank you.
high five, thank you. Putting it out there. Hit a brother up.
Pretty much.
Seriously, yeah, right?
Yeah.
We got some guests coming up. Y'all are going to really enjoy them. Got one coming up in a couple weeks that I think is going to be real.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good conversation up in here.
Real good conversation. Grown conversation.
Grown folk conversation. On that note, y'all, I want to remind you, as always, Sipping on Excellence podcast is here because you guys want to hear what we're saying. You guys want this information, so you say. Show it to us. Go subscribe. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all the platforms. Figure out your favorite. Go hit it up. Share it with your friends.
Be a part off to share the parts.
And tell us what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Come at us. Let us know what you want to hear. Go check out Everything Coach and Doc on podcastsoe.com. You'll learn all about us. You can go. It'll take you to all the different episodes. On IG, SOE_podcast. Mm-hmm. You'll get all these clips. YouTube, you'll get all the shorts. Coach KJ, where are they going to find you, man?
You're going to find me at Coach KJ Knows on Instagram and CoachKJ.com, where they got you.
You're going to find me at Leonel Hunt on IG, Huntspine.com.
He said that so eloquently. Leonel Hunt.
You're going to find us also. Go check out thehuntfoundation.org. The Hunt Foundation, we're doing great things, multiple countries in Africa, here and abroad, just kind of leaving our mark on the world, trying to create more imbalance. People say balance. I'm trying to create more imbalance. Yeah. And on that note, Coach, unless you got more, I think we out.
I'm out.